We appreciate you
Welcome
coming back
back.
with
Yeah.
us. We have our guest, Dr. Hunnicut from out at Nash Community College. You've been the president there how long?
Almost 4 years. 4 years in November.
Well, I've been good friends with everyone that has been there, and I hadn't gotten to know you like I have the other, but I'm an old man now. So.
Well, everybody tells me I love Dr. Hunnicut. I love Dr.
You don't have to say that
Hunnicut.
just 'cause I'm
No,
here.
I'm not. It's just amazing how people receive you and really, really just think the world of you.
Well, first off, good morning.
Good
Thank you
morning.
for having me here. It's wonderful. We waited too long to do this, but COVID got in the way.
I know.
My whole
Oh,
presidency
everything.
has been COVID presidency.
Bless your
but-
heart.
But no, I'm probably not the typical president material when I applied to be president because I'm an ag major. I'm an agriculture major. I was an animal science major
Wonderful.
from Texas. And so I learned early on in life to be friendly and open and just, so I love being president and I love everything that goes with it. But I'm still open and friendly and just kind of
Well, I grew up on the farm.
Well, how
There you go.
appropriate that he would be an agriculture.
And what I had
mean,
Amy on the other week and to talk about the agricultural program over at Northeast Carolina Prep because they have in Southern Nash.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, my goodness, what great programs they have.
Oh, well, and especially for Nash County, I mean, we're the largest sweet potato grower in the world.
That's
basically.
right.
Yeah.
And so
Can't grow enough.
so being a part of ag is near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely. So, y'all, I'm just so impressed. But first of all, we have to say that Nash Community College got the goodies. They had the president and first lady of the United States of America.
It was incredible. Now, I will tell you that I wouldn't trade the 10 days prior to it. I wouldn't give it to my worst enemy. The planning and
I
preparation.
can only imagine.
But the event made up for all of it.
Yes.
So we made historic records in several ways. Rarely do they travel together, and so that they both
Wow.
speak. So a sitting president and first lady came to a community college in North Carolina, first time in history. So that's historic.
Mm-hmm.
Second historic thing, and not really historic but unique, she led the way and did the first talk and talked for 20 minutes on
Wow.
education and workforce, which blew us all away.
Yeah.
But then the third thing, which was probably the best and the most unique, we had a student, they asked us for student names that could introduce the president. Well, we gave them two names, and as we're describing the students to them, I said, look, you're going to be silly if you don't choose this one. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, her first name's America. And they're
How
like,
about
come on,
that?
you can't make that up. I said, no, I can't make that up. So America Gomez, an 18-year-old City High graduate, just had graduated from our City High program, got to be introduced by the First Lady, and she held her hand, and it was just awesome. Got to
Wow.
introduce the president, an 18-year-old. I mean, I'm 60
Oh.
years old, and it
Yeah.
was a first for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine how she feels. I mean,
She was very nervous, as we all
Oh,
were.
boy.
But about halfway through, everybody gave her a round of applause, and she
Mm-hmm.
just got her steam back up, and she did incredible.
she'll talk about that the rest of her
Oh,
life.
I'm like I said, I'm 60. I'm still.
You're
going to
talk about it the rest of your life.
It was
I mean,
an
it's
incredible
just,
opportunity. No matter what your politics are, the respect for the office
Absolutely,
of president
yeah.
was what took over.
Well, that's-
and
Well,
it
I
was just
remember when
incredible.
Lyndon Johnson came.
Okay.
I was a kid then.
A Texan, by the way.
Yeah, and of course, I was with George H.W. Bush when he came to Rocky Mount.
Another Texan.
Yeah, that's right. Some better than others.
Obviously.
But well, tell us. You have some spectacular programs for allowing people to get certificates and programs and go to work at incomes that are very nice. Why don't you share? I know
Sure.
I mentioned pole climbing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I
I
mean,
Oh, yeah.
and truck driving.
Yeah.
It is so electric. I'll give you kind of the lowdown. We do four things at the college. All community colleges do. We do university transfer. We do career and technical ed like nursing and things like that. Then we do continuing education, and electric line falls in that. And then we do basic skills, high school equivalency. So those are the four things we do.
Right.
All of them are great, but to give you the example that you just mentioned, we need teachers, doctors, and lawyers, and we need people getting four-year degrees. So I'm not
Certainly.
anti-four-year degrees at all.
Well,
Or two-year degree, and it's very inexpensive to do that at a community college in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But we need bricklayers and or other masons and
major way.
Absolutely.
electricians and plumbers and electric line folks. So let me give you the best example. It's certainly a program I would call successful. We start with about 42 students in a cohort every start of the fall and start of the spring. They go through 16 weeks in our academy, so one semester. At the end of that semester, basically, they each 100% have job offers the last day of class.
That's unbelievable.
Average starting salary around $50,000 or $60,000 with no debt. If they had any debt, it's one semester's worth of debt.
That's a mouthful.
It's incredible. Versus a teacher, which we need teachers desperately. But a teacher in North Carolina is going to go 6 years. It's not a 4-year degree anymore. They typically take longer because everybody's working and doing other
Yeah.
things. So you got about 6 years of debt, which averages about $42,000 in this state. The average starting salary in this state is around $39,000. So you got the lineman starting with no debt and $50,000 or $60,000. You got a teacher starting
Incredible.
at 39 with $40,000+ in debt.
And in Texas, if they go to Texas, it's 100,000, 90 or 100,000
Exactly.
starting line. But they also get the chance when there's hurricanes and everything to get overtime and work and travel.
We have
Yes.
had 2 students, I think there may be a third one, but 2 students come back in their 3rd year after they graduated and set up scholarships. They were making well over 100.
Yeah.
And they set up scholarships to help other line
It-
construction students.
That is just.
I could line up skills behind them and tell you, you go through our nursing program, you go through our advanced manufacturing program, you go through our welding program, you got a job for the rest of your life.
Absolutely, and it's a skill because I went to FFA.
Absolutely.
And I learned how to weld. Tools and saws and everybody built a cedar chest.
Absolutely.
Everybody,
Cedar chest.
everybody built a cedar chest, and how to identify animals and what they expect. So there were 6, 8 skills that
Sure.
that you could go in, not at the bottom level because you already knew that.
Sure, and FFA and 4-H still do that, which we're
That-
so proud
absolutely.
of. But really, skills and Nash County is great about skills. They're the Nash County Public Schools, but around the nation, skills have kind of taken a back seat. Everyone used to take shop class. It
That's
didn't used
right.
to be where you
Yes.
put people that didn't have an idea what they want to do. Everybody took shop. Everybody took home
Everybody
ec.
took
I had to
shop.
take home ec.
That's right.
I learned how to tie a tie when I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
But we've kind of gone away from that for about 50 years. All we have said
And
to
we need
parents-
that.
Oh, we do.
We need it
All
badly.
we have said to parents for 50 years is get a 4-year degree to succeed, get a 4-year degree to succeed, get a 4-year degree. So we've brainwashed entire generations that you need 4 or more years to succeed. Now, if you want to be a president, you probably do. But if you want to be a worker at Cummins or Pfizer or Poppies or wherever in this county, we can get you there really quick.
And the wealth that's made there are the ones in the 401k because of the stock and the stock splits and the dividends and things like that. There were many Abbott laboratories when it was Abbott that made modest wages and came out millionaires.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I mean, working in the financial, I know about that.
We've got
I've
to get
seen it.
back to that messaging, and that's what we're doing really, really effectively at the college is saying, look, let us meet whatever need you have. What's your goal? But you don't have to, your goal doesn't have to be to stay in school the rest of your. My dad used to say I had more degrees than a thermometer, and he was right, but I had to do that to be a university professor in animal science.
Yeah.
So I knew the trek I had in front of me, but if someone would have laid out in front of me, in a semester, in 2 semesters, you can be working and making a living,
Right.
I would have listened to them.
Well, that's right. I was just thinking, and this is sort of off topic, but if we got the head of the Southern Nash and Amy, or the head of the vocational agricultural side and you, and have a whole 2-hour segment of just talking about this, it's summer, kids are up.
Yeah, let the kids listen.
But
now.
but I so many in the community, and this is a rural community, do not know because back then it was textiles, it was tobacco.
Oh, sure.
And now you try to get a plumber
Oh, exactly.
because
Name a
on
skill.
Facebook, give me a referral.
If I was
Absolutely.
20 years old, 18 years old again, and I hadn't been for a long time, but if I was, I would get a certificate in every skill I could find, electrician, HVAC.
Absolutely.
And then I would start a business, and the only guarantee I would say is I will contact you within a week
Mhm.
and be at your house within 10 days of when you call. you would be a millionaire by the time you were 30.
There's no doubt, no doubt. Because you can take a $1.50 bolt and go put it in, and it's a service call and get $85.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or 100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people are willing to pay it.
So you train for CDC. I want people to understand what you do for workforce in
Sure.
this community. You
Sure.
train for CDC personnel,
Right.
Pfizer.
Pfizer,
You work with
Cummins, you name it. You
Cummins.
really can't name a company in this county that we don't serve.
Wow.
And for example, our advanced manufacturing program, which is machining and learning robotics and things like
Yes.
that. Anyone that has a line, like Sara Lee and Cheesecake Factory and Cummins, and I mean, again,
Oh,
name
yeah,
of
I
business,
forgot Cheesecake Factory, yeah.
those students can get jobs there. And Will Cummins would hire every student we send out if we'd let them. And we got to spread the wealth a little bit, but we certainly, they're an incredible partner, as is Pfizer. And again, probably 20 to 60 other companies, large and small. Because sometimes we don't think about the small companies. We have a new program called the Win Academy, and it's really set up to train young kids in high school that don't know what they want to do. Around the nation, the average
Which are
is,
many.
It is. The average around the nation says 42% of students that graduate really don't know exactly what. I was in that group when I graduated. I thought I was going to ranch all my life, and I didn't want to go to college. But in Nash County, we think it's less than that. They're more interactive. But still, there's a group in Nash County every year in Nash County Public Schools that don't really know exactly what they
There's
want
a
to do.
tremendous amount that does not. They don't
Exactly.
have a clue what
And
they
so-
want to do.
And these are smart people.
Oh, they're incredible kids.
I mean, they
just-
have the
they just
talent
don't think
skill.
college is for them. They don't know what they think college means degree. And so we set up this Win Academy, a 3-week summer academy, which we're going to enhance next year, where we're really just training them how to be successful in any workplace. Come to work. Number one thing that companies tell us is a problem is coming to work on time, staying your full shift, putting your phone down.
And understand.
Yes, put your phone
Put
down.
your phone
Please
down.
train. Please train.
Things that we got in my generation, we got it beat in our head. You were on time, you stayed, you didn't have to worry
Yes.
about those counties, but that's gone in our
Well,
culture.
Well, people are afraid of hard work. They think, gosh, I don't need to work 40 hours. I don't need to work 50. Well,
Times have changed.
Times have changed.
well, I told him, I have someone I know that was wanted to be an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
Well, starting, he has to pull conduit. That's part of learning the system.
Absolutely.
Well, during my college one summer, I pulled Ken Thompson, who was the CEO of Wachovia and First Union and bought Wells Fargo Bank, and I pulled conduit at J.P. Stevens for, the summer, whatever. That was when summer was 3 months.
Sure.
And I mean, but I'd say he turned out all right, and I think I turned out all right. And we were working 50, 60 hours a week. And
course.
I mean, we're
And
excited
didn't
because
think
we're making
about
some
it.
money. No,
You
making,
didn't think about
yeah.
it back then,
No, times have shifted. COVID has certainly shifted things.
Taught
Sure
you how
has.
to depend.
And what it's done for students is it's put us into more of a part-time kind of situation.
Yes.
But it has shifted thought away from degrees and back towards get me a skill that can get me a job. So there are a few silver linings of COVID, not many.
Right.
But one of them is I think it's helped us shift the message to say you don't have to have a degree to be successful. Let us get you. We have a 36-hour human resources development class, 36 hours that can get you a raise or a promotion at work.
Wow.
Well,
36 hours. And
Well-
it costs $180.
What a jewel in our community. Just a jewel.
Well, Dr. Hunnicut, we have a time schedule and we are not even, but I do think the idea about getting you and Southern Nash and Northeast together in the next few weeks would be a learning experience, the audience, I think, has received some information that would be helpful.
Sure.
But I think 20 minutes is not enough time.
Oh, it's really not at all. There's so many things, and we've talked about, and I've talked about with your assistant, you coming back and bringing some department heads,
Absolutely.
and we want to know what's going on
Let's
at Nash
communicate.
Community College, inside and out. And I wanted you to mention, I want to mention the vet program that
Absolutely.
you have. Can you talk a little bit
You
about
bet.
that?
So we have a veterinary medical technician program, and currently our cohort is 20 students a year, but we're one of the new constructions on campus will be open probably by January
right.
is we can double that number to 40.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's another example. When I got here, I wondered, are we doing too many? Well, I talked to vets around the region. They're like, I'll take 6 right now. I'll take 2 right now. And it's kind of a stepping stone job, so they continually need new
Think
ones.
about the new Shaw building on campus. here.
Absolutely.
How to partner with that. Is that
Absolutely.
something special?
And then the Pet Connection Adoption Center, the county purchased the land next to the college. And
I
are
heard
building the
that.
That was
We already
unbelievable.
worked with the adoption center in Nashville, but now that it's moving to campus, or close to campus, it's just more of a connection. So we'll be able to train 40 students a year, and they do extremely well on their testing. And again, it's another example. Now, it's a 2-year program. But again, a 2-year program for us is less than $6,000.
Yeah.
Right.
So 2-year programs is needed for some
Chunk
things.
change.
But
And-
when you finish and they work their tails off in this 2 years, but every one of them has a good paying job that helps their family. Rising tide raises all ships.
Yes,
You
yes.
help others.
Yes.
So it's another skills
Yes.
program that we have.
Well, I really want you to send somebody, and you can come yourself too. Both of you come, or whomever. But we want to hear more about that program.
Sure.
Entrepreneurship
We'll
program
sit down and
over
set
there.
an
Just
agenda.
so much.
We'll sit down and set an agenda that what each facility is offering and how
Yes.
y'all partner. But Purnell has given us a
Yes,
great
he has.
and we
I
are
guess
only
he's the
5
boss.
minutes over. So Purnell,
bad.
thank you. Dr. Hunnicut, thank you.
Absolutely.
And we aren't cutting you short, but you under time constraints.
Sure.
But next time it's going to be our 2 hours, or
I love
our
it.
whatever, because we'll take breaks and
There's
everything.
so
But
much to
there's
talk
so much to
about.
learn. We appreciate you sharing. If you think this is something that you would like to have on a continuum, because I think Edgecombe and Nash communities and Wesley and here, we have an abundance. Halifax, Wilson. But anyway, Purnell, it's 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. Out of here.
Thank you, Dr. Honeycutt.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
It's a
Appreciate it
pleasure to
so
be here.
much.